Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring something that's pretty mind-blowing, honestly. We're talking AI and
Yeah.
XR and how they're like already shaping the future. It's not just some sci-fi fantasy anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like here and now, and it's impacting everything.
Seriously, it is. You know, when we talk AI, it's easy to get caught up in all the hype. But what's fascinating to me is how it's not just a futuristic concept anymore. It's here that's impacting our lives, like right now.
Oh, absolutely. And in ways we probably don't even realize.
Right. And, ChatGPT, everyone's talking about it.
It's a perfect example, ChatGPT. Like, that's AI becoming part of our everyday lives.
It really is. And what's wild is our sources are saying AI's reach is way bigger than just chatbots. They're saying it's influencing global communication, maybe even like human evolution itself.
I know, right? It's pretty huge.
Well, let's start with that whole breaking down communication barriers thing. Our sources, they keep bringing up ChatGPT Omni as like a total game changer.
It's interesting because, language models, they could help us connect globally in a way we've never really seen before.
Yeah, like imagine if language wasn't a barrier to understanding each other.
Right. Think about the advancements, the cultural exchanges, maybe even like fewer conflicts.
It's hard to even grasp. But I do wonder, is this really unprecedented? Has there ever been anything in history that compares to this kind of global connectivity?
Well, I mean, throughout history, humans have always tried to find ways to connect, right? Like share information.
Yeah, for sure.
We've had the printing press, the telegraph, the internet, and those were all revolutionary in their time.
They totally were.
But the speed, the scale at which AI can translate and process language,
Yeah, it feels different.
it feels different. It's connecting us in ways we never thought possible.
It's like AI is, I don't know, compressing time. Ideas and information are flying around the globe at like warp speed.
Exactly. And speaking of acceleration, our sources, they bring up this wild idea that AI isn't just changing how we communicate, it's speeding up human evolution itself.
Wait, really? That sounds like straight out of science fiction.
I know, right? But think about it. AI can analyze massive amounts of data and see patterns that would take humans, I don't know, years, lifetimes to discover.
Okay, I see what you mean. So like, how does this accelerated evolution, how does it play out in the real world?
Well, take medical tourism, for example.
Okay, yeah.
It's becoming easier for people to access specialized treatments anywhere in the world.
Because of AI.
Yeah. Imagine a future where your location doesn't limit the quality of healthcare you can get.
That's pretty amazing. It's like AI is making specialized knowledge accessible to everyone.
Exactly. And it's not just healthcare either. Our sources mention this AI-powered space DOCK.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that sounds straight out of a movie.
It does. It highlights how AI could solve super complex challenges. Like, imagine making deep space travel more realistic.
Wow. So AI managing resources, figuring out navigation, all that.
Exactly. Enabling us to explore space in ways we haven't even thought of yet.
It all sounds incredibly promising, but, our sources, they also warn against being too optimistic.
All right.
They mention this possibility of an AI reckoning, like a moment when we have to face the unintended consequences of all this progress.
Right. Like with any powerful technology, we have to be cautious.
For sure. So what should we be thinking about specifically? What is this reckoning? What does it actually look like?
One big concern is data privacy. As AI gets smarter, it needs more data, right? And that data often includes personal information.
Yeah, definitely.
We need strong safeguards in place to make sure that data is used ethically and responsibly.
That's true. We've all seen how personal data can be misused, especially online.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And another concern is job displacement.
Oh, right.
AI will create new jobs, but it's also likely to automate some existing ones.
So people losing their jobs.
Potentially, yeah. We need to be proactive, think about retraining programs and support systems for those affected.
It's a valid concern for sure. This transition to an AI-driven workforce, it needs to be handled carefully with, minimal disruption and as many opportunities for everyone as possible.
Exactly, and with a focus on making sure everyone benefits.
It feels like we're at a crossroads. AI has this enormous potential to solve some of our biggest challenges.
It does.
But at the same time, there are some serious risks to consider.
Yeah, I think that's a great segue to the next part of our discussion.
Yeah.
We've talked about the impact of AI on communication and this idea of accelerated evolution. But there's another side to all of this, the merging of AI with XR, creating immersive experiences that could change how we socialize, learn, even access healthcare.
Now, that's where things start to get really futuristic. And that's exactly what we'll be diving into in the next part of our deep dive. Welcome back. To me, XR feels like stepping into a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? It's pretty wild.
Especially how it's blending with AI to make these immersive social spaces. Like our sources talk about Zenotopia X and Pokemon Moon in XR.
Yeah, those are fascinating examples.
They really are. So what are they exactly? What makes them so unique?
Well, Zenotopia X seems to be like a social platform, but it's built inside a virtual world. Like imagine a massive online game, but focused on, connection and collaboration.
So you're hanging out with friends from all over the world, building things together, attending events, all virtually.
Exactly. And then you have Pokemon Moon in XR, which is, well,
catching Pokemon in virtual reality.
pretty much. It takes the whole Pokemon franchise and puts it into an XR environment.
So exploring, battling, catching them all, but in a totally immersive way.
Yeah, and what makes both of these platforms so interesting is the AI integration.
Right, so it's not just about cool graphics and gameplay. It's about how AI is actually enhancing the experience.
Yeah, exactly. AI is being used to personalize content for each user. Imagine an AI companion guiding you through these worlds, tailoring challenges to your skill level, or suggesting interactions based on what you're interested in.
So like a virtual coach who knows your strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly. And think about real-time language translation.
Oh, wow, yeah.
AI could break down language barriers so you can communicate seamlessly with anyone, no matter what language they speak.
So I could be battling a Pokemon trainer in Japan, and we could trash talk each other thanks to AI.
Exactly. It could really foster a sense of global community and understanding.
That's incredible. But, the potential goes way beyond just entertainment.
Oh, absolutely.
Our sources talk about how XR and AI are revolutionizing essential services, like healthcare and education.
Yeah, they really are.
Let's start with education. The source mentions remote XR AI education. What is that, and how could it change learning as we know it?
Well, essentially, it's the ability to attend the best schools in the world, learn from top experts, but all from home. Imagine putting on an XR headset and being transported to a virtual classroom at Harvard or Oxford.
Wow. Interacting with professors, other students, all in real time.
Exactly. No geographical limitations, no crazy tuition fees.
That's a game changer. And how would AI make that learning experience even better?
Well, imagine an AI tutor that adapts to your specific learning style, providing customized lessons, giving feedback, identifying your strengths, your weaknesses, adjusting the pace. It's like having a personal tutor available 24/7.
That would be amazing. So AI could make education more accessible, more engaging, and just, more effective for everyone.
I think so, yeah. And then there's healthcare.
Right, yeah. How are XR and AI transforming healthcare?
One exciting area is remote diagnosis. Doctors can use XR and AI to consult with patients in remote areas, all through virtual reality. Like, imagine a specialist in New York examining a patient in rural Alaska using an immersive XR platform.
Wow, that could really bridge the healthcare gap in those underserved communities.
Right.
Are there other potential benefits?
Definitely. Surgical simulations are another big one.
Okay, yeah.
Surgeons can practice complex procedures in a safe virtual environment, refining their skills, reducing risks for patients. AI can also analyze medical images, patient data, to assist doctors in making diagnoses and personalizing treatment plans.
It sounds like XR and AI are working together to, improve healthcare access, get better outcomes for patients, and even revolutionize medical training.
It's pretty incredible, but we have to consider the ethical implications too.
Right, like we discussed before.
Yeah, even though these technologies offer huge potential, we can't forget about things like data privacy, equitable access, potential bias. How do we make sure these immersive educational experiences are available to everyone, not just those who can afford it?
That's a good point. And what about AI algorithms? How do we prevent them from inheriting existing biases in healthcare, potentially leading to unfair diagnoses or treatment?
Those are all crucial questions. We need to approach these advancements with our eyes wide open. Recognize both the benefits and the risks. Because ultimately, it's not just about what's possible technologically, it's about what's ethical and what kind of future we want to build.
Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, from the global impact of AI and the potential for accelerated evolution to those immersive social spaces and even revolutionary healthcare applications. But there's one more layer to this whole AI XR thing that I'm really excited to dig into.
Oh, what's that?
It's how AI and XR can actually boost our productivity and even help us become, like, better versions of ourselves.
I know, right? It's interesting how we often think of technology as something external, shaping the world around us. But what if it could also change us from the inside out, enhance our abilities, unlock new levels of efficiency, creativity, all of that?
Totally. Our sources keep mentioning things like rapid AI agent generation and part finder
Yeah.
as examples of this. But I got to be honest, those terms sound a little bit techie.
Yeah, a bit jargony.
Yeah. Can you break it down for us? Like, what do those actually mean in everyday life?
Absolutely. So rapid AI agent generation basically means creating AI programs quickly and easily, tailored for specific tasks. Imagine having a personal AI assistant that can handle your emails, schedule appointments, even write reports, all customized to your needs.
So it's like having a super efficient personal assistant who never sleeps or takes a break.
Exactly. That's the idea. And then there's Part Finder.
Part finder, yeah.
It seems to be like an AI-powered search engine, but on steroids. It can sift through tons of data to find exactly what you need.
So, like, I could be looking for a specific research paper or that one weird part from my old car. Instead of wasting hours searching, Part Finder just gives me the answer.
Pretty much. It saves you a ton of time and frustration. It's like AI is becoming this invisible superpower, making us more efficient in everything we do.
I love that, an invisible superpower. But it's not just about getting things done faster, right? Our sources also suggest that AI can help us learn and grow on a personal level.
Absolutely. The way AI is mapping the semantic web, understanding how concepts and ideas relate to each other, it's creating incredible opportunities for personalized learning. Like, imagine an AI tutor that walks you through a complex subject, tailoring the learning process to how you learn best, giving you feedback in real time.
It's like having a custom-designed education tailored to your brain.
Exactly. And it's not limited to formal education either. Think about how AI is already changing how we get and share information online. It's personalizing news feeds, filtering out fake news, even suggesting books or articles you might enjoy based on what you've read before.
It's almost like AI is becoming an extension of our own minds, helping us navigate this crazy world of information overload.
In a way, it is. And speaking of extending ourselves, our sources mention this interesting and maybe slightly creepy concept of embodied AI, becoming a new kind of friend or companion.
Embodied AI. Okay, yeah, that one definitely caught my attention.
It's fascinating to think about. As AI develops more emotional intelligence, could we actually form real bonds with these AI companions? Think about virtual pets, chatbots, even humanoid robots, providing companionship, support, a sense of connection.
I mean, it's cool, but also a little unsettling, right?
Yeah.
It makes you question what it even means to be human when we're forming these kinds of relationships with machines.
It's a big question, for sure. And as AI gets more sophisticated and integrated into our lives, we definitely need to have more conversations about the ethical and philosophical implications of all this.
Absolutely. And while it's exciting to imagine all the positive ways AI and XR could shape our future, it's important to acknowledge the potential downsides too. Like our sources mention the Kessler Syndrome, this scenario where space debris gets so dense it makes space travel super dangerous.
Right. It's a reminder that even the most brilliant innovations can have unintended consequences.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the source also talks about trolls on Planet X,
Yeah.
which I guess is a metaphor for how online threats could evolve alongside the good stuff. As we create these amazing virtual worlds, we also need to be ready for the darker side of human nature to show up in those spaces.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, technology is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It all comes down to the choices we make, the safeguards we put in place, the values we prioritize as a society.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that AI and XR are here to stay. They're evolving at an incredible speed, touching every part of our lives. It's a truly transformative moment in human history, full of incredible possibilities and some pretty daunting challenges.
It is. And it's a future that we're all shaping together. The choices we make today will determine the kind of world we live in tomorrow.
A lot to think about, for sure. I want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and XR. It's been a fascinating journey, and we hope you've gained some new insights into the potential and the challenges that lie ahead.
And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay engaged in these important conversations about the future we're creating together.